Hello guys, and welcome back to another tutorial. So in today's video we're going to learn how to make a bustier blouse with loops at the back. So if that sounds like something you're interested in learning, keep on watching and let us get right into the video. So this is going to be a three-part video where I show you how to draft, how to sew, and how to recreate the sleeve we have on the screen. So you want to stay tuned for the subsequent video I'll be uploading, and you also want to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So I've gone ahead to roll out the lines. As you can see, our measurement is going to start on this line. This is our bust point, this is our under bust line, our waistline, and then the full length of this blouse. Now what we want to do is we want to place our tape, and you can see that the full length of the blouse is about 24 inches. I'm going to go ahead to add 1 inch to this when cutting this on our fabric, but for now you can see that what we have here is 24 inches. Now on the shoulder line, the first thing you want to do is mark our neckline, which is 3 inches, and then I'm going to mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2. I already marked that out, and then I came down by 1 inch. So from that 1 inch mark I went ahead to mark my armhole depth. Now I'm just going to go ahead to rule this out. Next we're going to slant our shoulder from the neckline point down to that 1 inch mark we made. Now on our chest line area, which is this point here, I'm marking my bust point divided by 4. This is going to serve as a guide for me to curve out my armhole. Next on my bust point line, I'm marking my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. So my nipple to nipple measurement is 8 inches divided by 2 is 4 inches. And I'm marking that across from my bust point all the way down. So after marking that, we want to go ahead to rule a straight line on that point. So on my shoulder line, I'm going to place my tape, and whatever I have there, I'm going to divide it by 2 and then mark that out. That is going to serve as our midpoint. So I'm going ahead to divide this, and I'm going to place my tape now and mark the midpoint. So from that midpoint, we want to go ahead to rule a straight line to our bust point, the way you see me doing right now. Next, because this is not a full shoulder bustier, I'm going to decide where I want mine to start from, and I'm going to work with 8 inches. I think I went ahead to make this 7 inches. Yes, I did. So I'm working with 7 inches, and I'm going to rule a straight line across from that point. Next, on my under bust line, I'm going to take out half of an inch on the inner part and then 1 inch on the outer part, the way you see me doing. I'm going to do the same thing all the way down. We're going to mark half inch on the inner part and then 1 inch on the outer part and rule a straight line across. Now after rolling out that line, we're going to use the curve from the under bust point. We're going to place it and just create a curve from the bust point down to our under bust. So you can see the way I'm doing this. I'm curving this from the bust point area down to our under bust to meet that mark we created. Now on the upper part, which is this area here, I'm going to go ahead to rule out this line. So we're going to make it straight and not slanted. So I'm curving this straight out, and then from this point here, I'm going to mark out half of an inch on that inner part, and then I'm going to take out 1 inch on that part. Now we're going to use our curve the way we did for the bottom part. We're going to use our curve to curve this from that top part to our bust point area. Now because we took out 1.5 inches, you can see that when I place my tape, what I have is 1.5 inches. We're going to return it back to this point here so our measurement is complete and correct. So I'm just returning the 1.5 inches I took out, and I'm marking that out on that point. So now I'm just using my curve ruler to create a curve at that point to straighten out the measurements at that point. I'm going to start adding my body measurements now. I'm marking my bust measurement divided by 4, my under bust measurement divided by 4. After marking that out, I'm going to return the 1.5 inch that we took, and then I'm going to do the same thing for my waist measurements. So I'm going to mark my waist measurement divided by 4 and then return the dot. And we're going to add our hip measurement divided by 4 as well, and then you also want to return the dot. So before we go ahead to connect the lines, we want to go ahead to cinch our waist. So I'm going to take out ½ inch from my original measurement for my waist cinching. You can do 1 inch if you'd like, however you'd want your waist to be snatched, that is how you do that. So now I'm going to go ahead to rule out the lines. After taking out ½ inch from my original body measurement, I'm going to rule out the lines all the way down. So on the hip line area, I did not return the 1.5 inch that I took, so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to return our 1.5 inch that, and then I'm going to retrace our line. So I've gone ahead to rule out our new line and cancelling out the old one, so you know we're no longer working with that one. Now this dress has a sweetheart neckline, so to create that I'm going to mark 9 inches on this point. So that is how deep I want mine to be, and then I'm going to use my curve to just create the shape. Now on the shoulder area here, we have a strap that is holding our sleeve together. So to create that, we're going to mark on the shoulder area, we're going to mark 1.5 inches. After marking 1.5 inches, we're going to rule a line straight down at that point there. So that is going to serve as the strap. So after doing that, I'm going to go ahead to trace out all the other lines we've gone ahead to create, and then we're going to move on to cut this out. Now we want to move on to work on the back piece. Now for the back piece, we have our lines ruled out the same way we did for the front. The only difference is we don't have any zipper allowance at this point here because we're going to have loops at the back. So to start off, I'm going to mark my neckline. You can see that I've already gone ahead to mark that, which is 3 inches. And from that point now, we want to go ahead to come down to mark our shoulder slope the way I did just now. Now on my chest line area, I'm marking my bust measurement divided by 4 as a guide for our armhole. So after marking that out, I'm going to use that as a guide to curve out my armhole, which I just did. So whenever I'm drafting a dress that has loop at the back, sometimes I prefer not to add my darts, sometimes I do. But for this particular one I'm going to draft, I'm not going to add any dart at the back. I'm just going to draft it as it is. So you just have to watch carefully to see how I do that. Now I'm going to start putting in my body measurements. I started with my bust measurement divided by 4. Now I'm marking out my under bust and my waistline measurement divided by 4. Next we're going down to the hip line area and we're going to mark our hip measurement divided by 4. Now we also want to go ahead to take out ½ inch on our waistline area for our waist cinching the way we did for the front, and then we're going to go ahead to trace out the lines to meet each other. So I've gone ahead to roll out the lines. Now I want to decide how long I want the strap for the back to be, and I'm going to work with 8.5 inches for the strap, and then the remaining part is going to be for our main bodies. So I've gone ahead to mark 8.5 inches, and I'm going to rule a straight line the way you see me doing right now. Now we want to go ahead to mark the opening for our loop at the back. So for the top part, I'm going to use 2.5 inches. So I'm going to mark 2.5 inches at the top part here, and then at the bottom part I'm marking 1.5 inches. Now I'm going to rule the lines to meet each other. So you can see that after ruling the lines, I went ahead to stop at that point, which is about 1.5 inches up. So you can see that from the full length we have 22 inches at that point. This is because I do not want my blouse to go all the way down to my bum area. I want it to be at the top, so when we're snatching the back, the fitting is right. So from that point now, I'm going to go ahead to curve this back to my hip area. So you can see where I placed my curve. We're just going to curve this out. So this is what we have. So when we are snatching the back part of the blouse, it's not going to affect our bum area too much. I hope you understand. So we're going to go ahead to work on the strap. On the shoulder area here, I'm marking 1.5 inches the way we did for the front, and then we're just going to rule a line straight down. So this is what we have for our back piece. I'm just going to go ahead to trace out the lines, and then we're going to start cutting out all our pattern pieces. So I'm going to go ahead to label all the pattern pieces, and then we're going to cut it out. Now if you're wondering why I haven't marked out the basque area of this blouse, that is because I am going to sew the fabric pieces together before we go ahead to cut out the basque at the bottom part, because the bottom part of the blouse has a basque shaped at that bottom part. So we're going to do that on the sewing part of this tutorial, so you want to stay tuned for that. So guys, these are the fabrics we're going to use for this tutorial. This is crepe fabric and Ankara fabric print. So we're working with 1 yard of crepe and then about 2 yards of Ankara fabric for the sleeves. So we're going to go ahead to start cutting this out. So to cut this, I'm going to go ahead to leave 1/2 inch seam allowance at the top, at the bottom, and at the side of the fabric pieces. But for the CF3, we're going to leave 1 inch seam allowance at the side for sewing and stitching allowance, but the remaining parts you just want to leave 1/2 inch seam allowance. And for the back piece, you also want to cut this, leaving half an inch seam allowance at the top and at the bottom, and at the sides I'm leaving 1 inch sewing allowance. So guys, we've come to the end of this tutorial. If you enjoyed watching and you found this video helpful, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, and if you enjoy watching videos like this, you're also going to love this one, so you can go check that out. And you also want to stay tuned for the sewing part of this video where I show you how to sew this. So you want to turn on your bell notification so you get notified when I upload a new video. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.